Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport for rounds 3 and 4 here at the Red Bull Ring in the Pro category. I'm your host, as always, Matthew Duffin, and tonight I'm joined by Jamie Brazier, aka Big Boy Brazier. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening.
Here for rounds 3 and 4. I'll run you quickly through the championship while the drivers are just going through their outlaps. It's Peaceful Explosion, many people's shock winner in race 1 last week, who leads the championship 5 points ahead of Gary 131 and Sooty Apex. Little Each sits 10 points behind. Keegs in 5th place, 16 points off the lead. Mazda in 7th. Mazda in 6th. Dean Wisocki sits in 7th place with Kieran Argent 8th. Monkey Boy 9th. Phil in 10th place after a poor performance last week. Many expecting more from him. And AH, after disconnecting in race 1, is currently 11th as well, tied on 13 points with Phil. Don't forget, every team here is a different manufacturer. Bar AH, he's an independent runner. He's running the BMW, the same as Mazda and Keegs. So it'll be interesting to see how they can go. As we have Gary 131 in the chat, Peaceful Explosions in the chat, and Tyrone in the chat. AH is going to smoke you all. Leach Motorsport's not confident, says Gary, and an evening from Mike Matthew from Peaceful Explosion. Then in the Constructors' Championship, it's Leach Motorsport that lead the way in the Porsche, 10 points ahead of Forever Forward Racing in the Mercedes. Run Flat Racing in the Lamborghini are currently 3rd, with Iron Brew Racing in their BMW 4th. Flatline Motorsport are 5th in the Acura, and AH Racing bringing up the rear. Obviously only one driver in that team. Now for tonight we have Welshie on the grid, who is a wildcard entry for Sooty Apex. He'll score half points for the team and will also score half points for Sooty Apex due to the way the online championship works. Unfortunately, that's the way it had to go. I'm sure Sooty, if he is watching, will be keen to see how well she can do. Jamie, you drove around this track last night. How was it?
Say I was just fairly keeping it all together, but turn 3 or turn 4, as some will call it, the car just gets away from you so much and starts sliding towards the wall.
Did you find that the Lamborghini on pace over the Porsche, where we've seen the Porsche Velocity, was the better car? Oh, and if so, which car are you looking forward to tonight to seeing which they can do?
I was going to say, I think Gary's obviously going to be quick, but we haven't seen him in the Porsche around here, and he was quick in testing.
Yeah.
And say the quickest around here was Sooty, but he's not here tonight, unfortunately.
No.
So it could be. So Gary's probably got to be the favourite for race 1.
Yeah. The reverse grid, obviously a different story. Could be anybody's race, wide open in the Pro group. Little Each currently still in the pit lane, so maybe just playing about with a bit of downforce settings here and there. Let's see what Gary is going to do then as he's coming around the final corner. He's got one of the Acuras of the Flatline Motorsport just in front of him. That's Dean Wisocki, who crosses line AH. He's done a 1:48. Gary goes and does a 1:32.7 then, so decent time from Gary. A 20-minute qualifying followed by a 20-lap race with mandatory pit stops. We see Dean Wisocki losing it on the exit to turn 1 on his first timed lap, just letting everybody get past before he continues on his way. Here's Little Each then, sitting 4th in the championship. Just a shout out to Little Each, won the Motive Racing Clio Cup Tier 2 group on Tuesday night, so a big congratulations to him on becoming a Clio Cup champion over on Motive Racing, obviously where Andy commentates on. Andy couldn't be with us tonight. We wish him well. We understand he's not quite well at the moment, so we wish him well and a speedy recovery back into the commentary box and on the racetrack as well, hopefully. But here we see Peaceful Explosion's gone quickest by 1.2 seconds. Keegan Mazda currently down on their times, but are they just letting the tyres get up to temperature here? We'll have to wait to see. I know Mazda in testing's been doing 1 minute 30s, 1 minute 29s in qualifying runs, so quick times from him, so keep an eye out for him. Here then we see Kieran Argent's gone 2nd at the moment as well. Changed his name to Argent22 due to something with his a problem with his PSN. So we'll see what Kieran can do then. Currently on board Little Each, and let's see what he can do coming through this final couple of sets. I do believe he's on an outlap. So we'll have to wait and see then. Oh, yeah. I've seen a few people lose it around there last night as well, Jamie. So a corner people seem to slide through and struggle on.
Yes, if you get on that inside curve, then the car just sort of tries to spin it.
Yeah. So something that the drivers are going to have to watch all night. Tables will be released for the Pro-Am group from last night tonight due to the
Mazda's quickest.
Yeah, he has gone quickest, 1.5 quicker, and he's gone into the pits. That is absolutely outstanding. And I've heard him say that he can get into the 129s. I've not actually seen it yet. Keegs has also done a 150.5. So the team Iron Brew Racing in that BMW M6 really putting in the lap times here. Is Kieran Argent. Is he going to improve any? You see Welchie behind him. Welchie obviously running the colours of Sooty Apex, not the traditional yellow of the MC Motorsport. So Kieran improves by 0.7 of a second, but it's only good enough to keep him P4 here. Also, just a change of livery today for Mazda and Keegs for this race. Running the blue and green they was last week, but you see Keegs is in the pits actually. Mazda's here in the white and black car, and Keegs is in a full white car number 100, Mazda car number 20. So keep an eye on their new liveries. No bright colours on the grid like there is in the Pro-Am category, that's for sure, but lighting up the time screens is Mazda so far with a 1:30 dead. That's a heck of a lap time, Jamie Brazier. Little Each is 11th at the minute. Dean Wasaki well off the pace. AH not up there yet neither. Currently not on the same sort of pace as what we'd expect him to be. Welsh is currently 8th. Monkey Boy, that's the interesting one. Everybody that's in the 130s are quite close together, but Monkey Boy currently 5 seconds off the leader. Hopefully he can get better than that, a bit more pace than that. We'll have to wait to see what happens. Everybody who's in the channel watching, if you haven't subscribed already, please do, and if you hit the big thumbs up button. If you'd like to get involved with Motive Racing, there's a link in the description to join the Facebook group. If you'd like to just follow the page, there's also a link for the Facebook group as well on the in the description if you want to just keep up to date with what's happening, keep an eye on the tables and see what is what on the daily basis. Here at Simplay Motorsport then, we're on board with Little Each, who's 0.6 up, coming through Sector 1. We see Dean Wasaki's now done a 1:36.5. So interesting to see what he can carry on and do from here. I know he's been working on a few downforce changes. AH has just gone quickest. That's a 1:29.5, and it's currently a BMW 123. That's a heck of a lap, Jamie.
That is an astonishing lap.
That is so fast. That's brilliant. What a time from AH there. Really, Tyrone, I think in the chat said that he's going to smoke all of the drivers today. Well, he's half a second quicker than Mazda. That is unbelievable.
Qualified so far.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant time from him.
Second and a half up.
Dean Wasaki currently now sits last on the grid space. Hopefully he can improve from that. Some 7 seconds off the pole lap. I know his best time is in the 1:31s, I do believe, in practice. We'll see what he can do from there, some 5 seconds off of that. Little Each rounds the final corner then. Currently sits P10 at the moment, and let's see if he can improve. He was a second and a half up. Has he gained any more through this final sector? Crosses the line now and does improve by 1.5 seconds then to put himself P8. I'll tell you what a lap that is from AH. So I can't get over that one. 0.4 quicker than Mazda, a whole second quicker than Keegs near enough. Absolutely brilliant. Phil's in P4 in the Lamborghini, and Gary struggling down in P7 at the moment behind Kieran Argent and Peaceful Explosion. Dean the last car on track as well at the minute. Gary's gone into the pits. AH has jumped into the pits. For an independent driver, he could take some good solid points here. Here is Phil, we're on board with now. So his regular partner's not here tonight. He's currently at work. Let's see what Phil can do. We know Phil misses Spa and Daytona. One that Phil was hoping to be racing at. Unfortunately not able to because of work commitments. But can use a wild card for one of them races. The other will be able to treat as his drop scores. Kieran Argent just keeping out the way of Phil then. As Phil dives into the pits, yeah. Maybe topping that Lamborghini up with a bit of fuel.
Yeah.
And Argent's really going to hurt his next lap here. Look at this, he's moved out the way of no, that's of Keegs there. He's moved out the way of Keegs, has now moved out the way of Kieran, so not sure what's going off there. There's an Acura in the background, I think that's Dean Wasaki. So let's see if he improves. Here it is indeed, let's see if he improves. And no, he doesn't, so it looks like that was an outlap for him. So we'll see what he can do, as there is 9 minutes 55 seconds left, and he's round at turn 1 and does well not to collect Gary there on the exit of the pit lane as he was losing the rear of that car. So yeah, Kieran's in the pit. Sorry, Jamie, go on.
That's a difficult corner as well. That's a difficult corner as well, because say there's a sausage curb just on the inside, and if you clip it, you end up going 2 wheels and end up risk getting a time penalty. I've done that a fair few times last night.
It's also the uphill as well that kind of throws it off, because you can't quite see the exit of the corner properly as it's uphill. Mazda's improved actually to within a tenth of AH, so Mazda's absolutely flying here. Dean's just took out the 150 metre braking point. He's all over the place in that Acura. Track limits is the green Matthew says, is track limits the green AstroTurf strip or red and white here? It's the green AstroTurf strip on the outside of the corners, as that's the actual track limits from the game, from when the track limits are on. So keep your eyes out for that over the course of the races between other drivers going over the limits. Dean, we see he's down on his time after his first corner spin. So it'll be interesting to see here what sort of times Dean can pump in. He's well off his own pace at the minute, and he's not going to be happy with that. He's going to want some better running, a chance to try. He's 3 seconds off the pace of Little Leach and Monkey Boy and Welshie, one of them being his teammates. The two Leach Motorsport guys you see in front slipstream each other. Dean will like to stay in the tow here as they start their next lap. There's Gary, currently P7 for Gary, so not the best qualifying sessions here. Currently sitting behind Kieran Argent. Dean really wiggly out of turn 1. Gary will hope to try and find a couple of hundredths to get in front of Kieran Argent. That one is a bit of a surprise to me. Gary behind Kieran. I think even Kieran may have shocked himself with that one, but it's still the 3 BMW M6s out front. Just a little wiggle. Monkey Boy, the only car currently in the pits. Gary's all over the place here. Really slidey there again, and he's ran wide onto the grass. I think Dean Wasaki's had an off behind as well. Sorry, Jamie, what was you going to say?
If Gary can't get a penny higher, might you do a DJ Phil from last night, go right to the last lap of the race, because we saw how well that worked.
Yeah, try and overcut everybody if you like.
Yeah, or you could do Ben and go
straight away.
Yeah, it's like back right off from Little Leach now.
I'm surprised he's not kept on Little Leach a bit closer than that. You may have thought to get in the tow. He could be in Dean Wasaki's way in a moment, as Dean is all sideways out that final second to last corner, and was round into the wall. So struggling tonight are these two Acuras, but so are the two Porsches as well. So Mazda then, currently second, just over a tenth off of AH. These 2 lap times from these two guys, absolutely incredible. And it's hats off to AH, who races on the pad. We see how quick you are in the Pro-Am, Jamie, on the pad, but AH is on the pad as well. That's ridiculous.
I was going to say, that is absolutely astonishing. Like, I was going to say, I've got nowhere near those times, and I don't think anyone got near those times in testing. No,
I don't think they did. I think 130s was sort of quickest. AH is back in the pits. Monkey Boy still in the pits as well. Master just losing the rear a little bit there. He's got his teammate Keegs in front. Currently 300ths down on his Delta. So can he gain that through this final sector here then? We'll wait and see. But it's interesting to note that the BMW 123 here, all in the M6 as well. Nose had 4s, just all the M6s. And Mazda, after a pretty poor Silverstone, will be, I'm sure, thrilled to bits with this first qualifying. But here they come then down the start straight. And he is up by a tenth, and it's enough to take pole. 1,000th of a second ahead of AH. The slipstream off his teammate seemed to have worked there, and hopefully Mazda then can repay Keegs the favour, but that is an absolutely outstanding lap time. These boys are running mid 129s in qualifying. There's no way that Gary and these lads can touch them lap times here in the Porsche or the Acura. The closest man to it is Keegs in the other M6, Peaceful Explosion, in fact no, Kieran Argent's gone quicker than Peaceful and Phil. He's currently 1.6 off of the times of the 3M6 cars. Wow, that's a fantastic lap. 1,000th of a second to lose pole by at the moment. So Mazda 6 provisional pole as it stands then. Coming towards the end of race 1, at the end of qualifier 1 should I say. Mazda moves out the way of his teammate now. Was his teammate up on his Delta? You'd have thought Mazda may have still gave him the tow all the way around the track. Gary's now in the pits. Monkey Boy's out the pits then. What a heck of a time from Mazda there. Can AH respond to that? Just needs to find a slight margin to gain time there. Keeg sort of warming his tyres up. I don't feel like he was doing that for any other reason. That's Monkey Boy staying well out the way, but that may have hampered him for his next run. You'd imagine he'd probably be better off ditching the next lap and going again. So let's see what Mazda can do here. Keeg's no improvement from him, still in the 130s, only needs a second to gain on his teammate. That's Gary just coming out the pits. You see Monkey Boy sliding around at turn 1 there. Now what's Keeg's up? He's down 0.2 of a second here, so it's Mazda backing off on the last lap. It's not really helped his teammate. Mazda's now in the pits, so is he done, or is he going to try and find a bit more time here with 1 lap maybe? How long we got left? Just over 3 minutes. So yeah, probably be able to get out now, get an out lap and a quick lap
into that corner.
The M6 looks quick though, Jamie.
Yeah, so that does look quick. I didn't know who would be quick, because say it's a whole mixture of cars. Say in the Pro-Am, it's for a Lamborghini or a Porsche who's going to win.
Yeah. Everybody sort of went with the same car, bar the two of Swimfins and Alfie in the Pro-Am category. What are these lads going to do from here? Keegs, we've seen him down on his lap time, so no improvement this time round. We should get 2 more laps in. Phil's down in 6th now as Peaceful Explosion's gone above Phil. So it's a BMW 1, 2, 3. It's a Mercedes 4 and 5. Then it's the Lamborghini in 6th. Porsche in 7th. Lamborghini 8th. Acura 9th. Porsche 10th and Acura 11th. Sutty's in the chat. So good evening to Sutty. Good luck to Phil and Chris, he says. Chris aka Welsh here is Peaceful Explosion. Last week's race 1 winner who took many by surprise when he won that. I don't think many thought Peaceful would be one to get the race wins, but took it early and leads the championship still. A double podium for him last week, a first and a third. Can he replicate that tonight? It's going to be hard to replicate that and beat these BMWs. The pace they're on, they look absolutely rapid, but Peaceful will be a man who'll give it everything. Only needs 300ths of a second to get in front of his teammate in qualifying here. Then we're down to the last minute and a half. Keegs is still in the pit lane, so Keegs will not get another run here. So that's Keegs done. So will he keep hold of 3rd place? He's not going to challenge for pole, but will he keep hold of that 3rd spot then? We'll wait and see. Peaceful rounds the last corner. AH is coming down the straight. Does AH improve as he crosses the line? Nope, no improvement from AH. What about Peaceful Explosion? No improvement from him. 500ths down, should I say. Back with Welshie then, the replacement for Sutty Apex, the wild card entry. Currently running P8, so a decent result at the minute for him.
AH has now come into the pit, so that's his
second over. That's the 1,000th that he needed. Oh, that's a 1,000th AH needed that is now slipped away from him, unfortunately. So it probably looks like Mazda's going to take pole here. I mean, there's still 35 seconds left. Can Welshie get round to complete this lap and start one more? I don't think he's going to have enough time.
No, he's on the grass again.
Yeah, he's on the grass, so that's his qualifying over, and only P8 for him at the minute. Still other cars doing laps. So we'll see what the other cars can do. We're back on with Kieran Argent. He's got Dean Wisocki just behind him. Spoke to Dean earlier. He was gone a bit quicker, actually, Dean. He's into the 134s. I spoke with Dean earlier. Oh, that's very wide from both of them two.
That's Kieran's qualifying done. That'll be invalid.
he's not going to get another lap in anyway. Dean's also pitted, so he's not going to get another run in. Kieran, no improvement there. We see no improvement from Welshie. Who do we have here then? Mazda's on track, so is Mazda trying to go for one more fastest lap? Someone's just dived into the pit lane. Gary's wide, so he's not going to improve. Someone's about to cross the line, not quite sure who that is. See on the leaderboard as he crosses the line, there's no improvement there from anybody. It was Peaceful, who's dropped behind. Yeah, Phil, I was just looking at the leaderboard, actually. Phil's actually jumped Peaceful on the leaderboard, splitting the Mercedes, lads. So, we'll see what Mazda can do. I saw him down on his Delta. I think everybody's done other than this, aren't they? So everybody's pretty much in the pits, bar Kieran Argent at Peaceful Explosion, who's already finished their qualifier run. So we are just waiting on Mazda. Let's see what he can do here then. Around the final bend he comes now, and he's going to head down the start straight. And the man's going to claim pole position regardless if he improves here. And I don't think he did. So how we took you through the grid, Mazda takes pole position by 1,000th of a second from AH. Keegs gets third to make it a BMW M6, 1, 2, 3. Kieran Argent then fourth. A good qualifying for him. He'll be very optimistic about going into the race. Phil takes fifth then, splitting the two Mercedes. Peaceful Explosion in sixth, with Gary struggling down in seventh place. Welshie in eighth. Little Leach in ninth. Monkey Boy 10th. Dean Wasocki running 11th. So Little Boy did jump Monkey Boy then. We're just going to wait. Kieran says just give me 2 minutes before we ready up. So Mazda takes an early advantage over AH here. This could prove vital going into the season, going into this race, as we see the pace from AH is incredible at the moment. For Mazda, he'll be absolutely over the moon with that one. Just awaiting Kieran Argent here, because if I press go on the next bit, we'll be waiting for him to get back to us. He's ready to go, so the drivers then will be able to change the tyres, sort the fuel out, change a bit of downforce here, so I'll wait for them to do that. Jamie, who are you tipping for race one?
I'm gonna go with Mazda. If you can get the launch off the line and defend into up the hill, then I reckon he'll be away and gone. But away and gone with AH, it'll be battle between them. Two, it'll all depend on strategy. Yeah,
indeed it will. So while we wait for the drivers to ready up, then Mazda is Jamie Brazier's pick. I think I'm going to go for Mazda as well. I think he'll do well here. But we wait and see what is yet to happen. Only get a minute and so I'm surprised the drivers aren't readying up. It's surely can't be long until they've got to be ready to go here. So I think we're finally ready to go here then. Keegs has got his lights on then, so we see the lights coming on now. Everybody's about to get underway. And it's go here at the Red Bull Ring, and Mazda gets bogged down, and Keegs has turned A8 around on the start line there. Keegs pulled wildly out as Mazda got such a bad start. Phil's also off, but Keegs straight into the side of AH. Gary's up into P2. He's ahead of Keegs. Keegs may have big front end damage on that car.
That could round as well.
Oh, is he around at turn 1? That could be one to look at then. AH had a dismal... Well, he had a decent getaway, but Keegs obviously had the better start. Had to avoid his teammate though on the line and just turned straight into AH. And not sure what was happening there. But either way, it's a good start for Mazda, and he's already been able to stretch his legs ahead of Gary, who runs second then. Keegs has stayed third, Kieran Argent's fourth. Dean Wysocki from the back row of the grid all the way up into P5, so hats off to him. That's a fantastic start. He'll be absolutely thrilled with that, I'm sure.
Someone's gone round it. Turn 3.
Who was that round at turn 3? Not quite sure. I think it was Dean Wysocki's. He's back down to 10th place then. Yeah, it was Dean Wysocki's, just in front of Phil. Welshie just in front of these two. AH is back up into 7th place now, so did Welshie have a moment. Mazda's already gone then out front. Dean struggling tonight. Look how slow he was through that corner. Clearly struggling with something tonight is Dean.
Might have some damage of some sorts if he's spun it and hit the wall.
Yeah, potentially. But Mazda has stretched his legs massively here then. Keegs is starting to put Gary under a bit of pressure behind. We can see Kieran Argent's trying to keep with these boys as well. And Keegs, is he thinking of sending one up the inside? No, he's going to tuck back up into the back of Gary then. And go through turn 1. Gary's round wide and Keegs has got the move done coming through turn 1. Kieran Argent's going to be very interested about this. You see Peaceful there in the background. Phil then making an early stop. Doing a bit of a Ben Phelan from last night. So Keegs has passed Gary then. Does Gary try and get back through? Kieran's looking interested in this as well. Gary gives Keegs a bit of a bump, and Kieran's gave Gary a bit of a bump as well. So sort of 3 and 2 on, all braking at different times, all a bit slow. I think Gary's let Keegs back past there, but Kieran is now under pressure from Keegs. And Keegs looks like he's going to go up the inside into turn 3 here. No, he's tucked back in behind them. Phil then in the pit lane. Wonder if that is for damage. AH clearly feeling that the damage isn't too bad, although he has lost out to Little Each. Where's Gary gone? Has he just had a spin? Has he lost out side by side with Peaceful Explosion here? Peaceful's going to have the inside line into the next corner and gets up the inside well and easy for Peaceful Explosion there then. So Gary must have made a mistake coming out of turn 3. And that's not what he'll be wanting here. He'll be wanting to put the pressure back onto Keegs and Kieran, but Kieran then running a good P2 at the moment. Keegs still behind him. Peaceful now in front of Gary. Can he stretch his legs a little bit? Monkey Boy's up into 6th place from by the back of the grid, so a good start from him. Will we see any stewards' inquiries then over Keegs' start or anything? I wonder. Also, I didn't.
A little bit wide there.
He did. Didn't see quite what happened to Phil at the start as well, so we'll have to wait and see. But Gary cannot do anything about Peaceful Explosion at the minute. Just cannot gain on the back of him. That Porsche doesn't seem to have it round here at the Red Bull Ring. As AH now pits from 8th place. And that is on the end of lap 2. He's pitted. Mazda out front is 5 seconds up the road already. Keegs, though, still under pressure from Kieran, who had a bit of a twitch coming out of turn 2. So can these two hold each other up to allow Peaceful and Gary to get on the back of them? Is Keegs sort of doing a job to let Mazda stretch his legs more out front? We'll see. Phil is near enough a lap down after his pit stop, but don't forget Mazda's got to pit. Oh dear. Kieran's having a really strong showing here, Jamie.
Yeah, he is. He's doing really well. Keeping on the back of... Oh, he's gone off though.
Oh, he's gone wide as we said that. Rejoins. Yeah, that seemed to be the case during practice. Peaceful's now going to pass him. Peaceful's got well in front of Gary. And is Gary going to have a look? No, can't, as Kieran shuts the door. AH coming out the pit lane now. Could he get overtaken by Phil? I reckon that's a long pit stop for a repair of damage then. But here comes Kieran. He's got Gary on his tail. He's now chasing his teammate, who's looking for his 3rd podium here at Simplay Motorsport in the pro group. His Peaceful Explosion very wide from them two. Dean's back up to 8th, so he's managed to get past Welshie as Dean. Up into P8. Can he gain on the back a little? It's She Monkey Boy in the background there. Having a bit of a quiet race at the moment. Well in front of Little Each, but not quite on this battle then. As Peaceful
Gary had a
just...
bit of a moment into turn 1.
He has. He's dropped off the back of these two Mercedes. Who's Kieran? Looks like he's got the upper hand over his teammate here. And is Kieran going for a podium here then? He's going to go outside of Peaceful. Peaceful, you'd have thought, not trying to defend much from his teammate. Kieran's going to go the long way round and try not to touch each other, and he's got the move done. So a great move there from Kieran Argent, fantastically done around the outside, and that's dropped Peaceful onto the back of Gary here then. Mazda's 7 seconds out in the lead. Keegs comes second place. Kieran on the grass again there, and Gary's trying to pressure Peaceful Explosion. So does Peaceful have a bit of a problem here, or is he just struggling? Welsh is now pitting on the end of his third lap. So will that get, that should, you'd think, give AH the place back. AH is coming round now. Phil has been lapped by Mazda, so not the night Phil would have wanted at all. So Phil's been lapped by Mazda then, as Gary all over the back of Peaceful still. Look at this, he's really going to try and pressure him into the penultimate corner, drafting him all the way down, and he pulls out now and he's going to look up the inside of Peaceful. Peaceful gives him plenty of room up there, and it's just who's a bit braver, and Gary couldn't get on the power as much as he'd have liked. Peaceful I think he had to avoid Gary there and ran wide, but on the grass he goes, and Gary's got the job done. Up into P4 for Gary then. Sure, he'll be thrilled with that. So then, when does everybody start think about pitting? We've seen the last three, AH, Welshie and Phil, pit. Mazda has lapped Welshie as well. Mazda has lapped him, so Mazda's really on a charge here. Really on a charge. Absolutely fantastic from him. Welshie down in P10.
No, 1 minute 30.
Yeah, he's absolutely flying, isn't he?
1.3 seconds faster than anyone else on the track.
That's outrageous. That's race pace as well. He's half a second off his qualifying lap time. That is outrageous from Mazda there then. Lapped Welshie and lapped Phil at the moment. He's gaining on AH. AH obviously has pitted though. Mazda still yet to pit. Peaceful Explosion here, trying to keep on the back of Gary, as well as maybe forcing Gary into an error or two. Pretty much the only battle on track. You're seeing Keegs has gained up to the back of his dad there. Peaceful's touched the gravel. Oh, and he's gone round. He's lost the car. Can he keep it from going into the wall? Yes, he can. He's going to have to go through the gravel then. Monkey Boy maybe looking up the inside here. I think Monkey Boy was a bit too far back, and Peaceful's managed to rejoin quickly then. But a problem for Peaceful Explosion. Touched the exit, ran wide, and that's not what you want to be doing after you're trying to chase Gary. He's hard enough to pass as it is, Jamie. You'll know that better than anyone. And you don't want to be running wide when you're really over the back of Gary, do you?
No, you don't want to be running wide. You want to keep the momentum on him, keep pressure on him, but say Diesel might be able to get back onto Gary through the pit stops. Yeah,
we'll have to wait and see. Keegs has lapped Phil. Dean's in the pits. So Dean at the end of that was the problem in the previous league last season when Deeks and Dean ran in the same group. That was difficult. So Dean's pitted on the end of his fourth lap. Now, is there damage to do, or is it just in and out? You will see the graphic lifts a lollipop earlier than what it will do for Dean. Now then, where is AH? He's currently coming up to the penultimate corner. Has Dean done enough to get out? Yeah, I'd say so. He's got more than enough time there to get out.
Yeah, he's so far in front.
Good stop there from Dean Wysocki and the Acura crew from Flatlight Motorsport, excuse me. So then the bottom four have pitted then, the top seven haven't. When do we see anybody in, especially from the lead group? Mazda did another 1 minute 30, a 1 minute 30.6, so he's really on it here.
It's tenths of a second quicker than
he's absolutely flying. A 1:29.8 Mazda's just done. He's 3 tenths off his qualifying time. This is the race, and he's absolutely caning the laps here. What a time from him. He's got clear track in front of him. He's gaining on AH and Dean Wysocki to lap. Don't forget, they'll probably get back through as Mazda will pit. Phil is back in the pits for a second time then. Who else? That's Peaceful in the pits. So Peaceful pitting on the end of lap 5. Phil's in as well. Oh, what is happening with Phil here? Not the best of starts for Phil. He's probably going to finish 11th now, as the rest of the field have all but pretty much lapped him. Peaceful Explosion So see, the Lollipop Man lifts, but he's not actually ready to go yet on his screen. Phil's away, and that may just hold Peaceful a little longer than Peaceful would have wanted to then. No, he's still, yeah, he's away now. So Peaceful Explosion away here, and it's down in 7th. Where's Dean Wysocki coming up to the penultimate corner, just coming around the final corner. Oh no, he's had a spin. He's had a moment coming out the penultimate corner. He's lost out to AH. He's going to have to move then as Mazda's hurtling towards him. So the blue flags will be waving. He's gone very wide there. He's had to avoid Mazda, I believe so. Back on track he comes. What time does Mazda do here as he crosses the line? Let's see what the pace is. 1:30.2, so he's really on it, is Mazda. These lap times are absolutely ridiculous from him.
Keegs is now in.
Yep, Keegs boxing for Iron Brew Racing then at the end of the 6th lap. Keegs comes into the pits. Kieran Argent will inherit 2nd, and Gary's going to inherit 3rd place. Can Keegs come out in front of Monkey Boy? We'll see. There is Monkey Boy. Little Leach not far behind him neither. There's Little Leach, so I think Keegs will still be behind them two as he comes out. Who's next on track? It's Peaceful. Peaceful's already pitted, so I don't think Peaceful's done enough to get back past Keegs. I don't know though, this pit stop's taking a while at the moment. Peaceful just coming down the straight towards the penultimate corner, and Keegs still sat in the pit box here, so we'll have to wait and see. Oh, he's got an electrical failure. He's just commented on the stream, Jamie. He's got an electrical failure, so that's not what Keegs wants. He's got a problem in the pit lane. Phil's going to unlap himself. There's Peaceful Explosion. So has Peaceful jumped Keegs? Yeah, he probably is here. Keegan says he deserves it from that start. Well, that'll be one to look at, surely. But Peaceful has jumped Keegs, and now has Keegs then lost out to Monkey Boy, Little Leach, Gary and Kieran. When they pit, we'll have to wait and see. But not what Keegs would have wanted for Iron Brew Racing. A 1-2's probably just slipped away from them now, as he's well off the back of Peaceful Explosion, and he's got a lot of work to do as we're on the 8th lap to get that place back. Mazda he's already around turn 1. He's done a 1:30.3 again, so Mazda is flying here. Absolutely flying. Dean's still ahead of Welshie. Tell you what, I know Mazda's got to pit, but these times from him are ridiculous. He's already 20 seconds in front of Kieran Argent. There's no stopping Mazda tonight. He'll be one to watch coming from the back of the grid, or from towards the back of the grid in race 2. That'll be an exciting one to watch there, indeed. As Mazda's still stuck behind traffic, it looks like on my track. Matt Peaceful's behind Phil. Yeah, there is Mazda. Who's he stuck behind? Is that that's AH? Yeah. So within a thousandth of each other in qualifying, and AH, because of Mazda's teammate, is potentially going to get lapped here. Not seeing much pace from AH, different to like Gary and Kieran Argent in the race so far. Did he repair his damage from the start? That'll be the interesting question. I think, look at this, Mazda, a thousandth in qualifying, and Mazda's about to lap a rival here. That is outstanding. And a flash of the lights from Mazda, that's probably a thank you to the back marker then, as he's coming down to start his 10th lap of the race. AH will be coming across to start his 9th. Should unlap himself though when Mazda does pit, you'd imagine. A 1:30.3 last time around, a 1:30.5 this time. Oh, that's Dean. Again. Really struggling, and here comes Welshie. This will be for position then. If Welshie can gain on the back of him, Dean is really struggling here tonight. He cannot seem to get this car hooked up, and Welshie now is going to be all over the back of Dean for 9th place. This is Kieran, you see in the background, in 2nd. Gary 3rd with his lights on. Monkey Boy currently 4th. Little Leach 5th. Oh, he did. Bit of a moment there for Welshie. Little Leach is 6th. Peaceful 5 seconds ahead of Keegs for 6th and 7th. AH, as we saw a minute ago. P8 a lap down here is Monkey Boy. Then Little Leach gaining on the back of him within a second now. And can that Porsche hunt down the Acura here? Both these two still to pit. We're halfway through the race. So let's see what these guys can do. Monkey Boy doing a good job here. He's had a bit of a quiet race. Nobody really attacked him or or he's not really attacked anybody as well. So a bit of a quiet one for Monkey Boy. But But nonetheless, he's still managing to pick up. This will be his best finish of the season, 7th in attempt so far. Oh, that's Dean Wysocki off again. So Welsh's got past Dean, and Dean's off and hasn't got going there. He gets going now.
That's his teammate behind him as well.
Yeah, that's going to be putting a lap on him. So Dean's going to be a lap down to his teammate. He's now running P10. He's only 25 seconds up the road from Phil, who's done 2 pit stops. Dean is having an absolute shocker. Really struggling. Been practicing all week. But he's been practicing all week as Dean, but just can't get the laps in. Gary's followed Kieran in. That's at the end of the 10th lap. So Gary and Kieran pit at the end of lap 10 now. Whose pit crew's going to do the best job here? Little Each can't pit at the moment, we know. Monkey Boy stays out as well. So then Kieran's at his box, Gary's at his box. Whose pit crew's going to let who away first? Kieran's in and out like what a stop that is. Gary's still not going yet. He's going now, so he's not lost too much time really as Gary. I tell you who has lost a lot of time then, because of his electrical failure in the pits. These two have jumped Keegs on their pit stop, so have gained a place over Keegs then, who's still 5 seconds behind Peaceful Explosion. So not the race he'd wanted. Now can Little Each and Monkey Boy also jump Keegs? They passed him when he went into the pit, so that'll be interesting as well when them two do pit. Dean's let them two through. Dean's struggling here.
Mazda's now in as well.
So Mazda pits then on the 11th lap. AH is going to be released and unlaps himself. So Mazda pits on lap 11. So the only people who haven't pitted it is Little Each and Monkey Boy. So we wait for them two to come in. These two are going to be nowhere near Mazda by the time he goes. He's still going to have such a gap coming out the pit lane. Mazda not on the podium yet, neither was Keegs for the Iron Brew Racing boys, so looks like their first podium as a team. Little Each all over the back. Yeah, he's got a great run through the left, right, and he's pulling out now at the penultimate corner. Wants to get the move done on Monkey Boy, and he gets it done, does he? No, he's backed out to that one.
He's coming in this lap.
Yeah, I wonder if he just pulled across to sort of take the line ready for the pits, but it's a weird pit entry here because the line actually starts before that second to last corner, so it looks like you're going to make a move, Jamie, and then all of a sudden you dart into the pit lane. End of lap 11, that was for Craig. So Monkey Boy, the only one who hasn't pitted yet, and he's 15 seconds behind Mazda, and Mazda's pitted at that. Mazda's just on fire. That's the slowest lap time I've seen from Mazda all day, a 1:55. Dean Wysocki's off on a straight line, and he's going to lose out to Phil here. Now what is going off with Dean Wysocki? Having a terrible time of it. And he's going to roll on track here in front of Keegs. What's he doing? What's he doing? That is silly driving there. I don't know why he's not got going there. That was absolutely stupid from Dean Wysocki.
He's got a bit of suspension damage as well.
Yeah, he probably has after that shunt on a straight line. I don't know what's up with Dean, but he's well off the pace here. He was a bit better than this in practice throughout the week, but he's well off the pace here. Keegs did manage to jump Little Each, so he should be able to jump Monkey Boy, so could put him back up into P5 then. Closest two on track's probably Peaceful and Gary, I think. Little Each and AH actually quite close together. Dean Wysocki, he's off again. He's off on a straight line again. What is he doing? He's having an absolute nightmare here. After a great showing at Silverstone with a P5, but he's... I just don't know. Yeah, he does indeed. He's going to lose the rear here. He's on the grass. What is Dean doing? What is he doing? Is it being a bit more of a danger to the other drivers than what he is a help to himself? He's all over the place and having an absolute nightmare here. Peaceful though, you've turned to that at the right time. Peaceful's just sent one up the inside of Gary for P4. So the two Mercedes ahead of the Porsche then now. Can he hunt down his teammate? Gary was helpless, it looked like, into that move there then.
Dean's off again.
He's off, yeah. This is only 2 corners after he was off last time. He's rejoined. He's going to have major damage on the rear of that car. He's got Mazda coming here. Oh, what is he doing? Oh, he's nearly gone into Mazda there. What is Dean Wysocki doing here? I've not seen poor driving like this for a long time. But this is ridiculous. He's really nearly ruined Mazda's race there. I know Mazda's got a 20-second lead to Monkey Boy, who's not pitted, but Dean Wysocki is all over the place. Again. Look, he's off again. What is he doing? Oh, and now he's going flat out into a wall. What is Dean doing? There's possibly going to be a steward's inquiry here. Oh, I've not seen poor driving like this for some time. I think we'll have to jump on board someone else here. He seems to be stopped. He doesn't seem to be going anyway. I think he's heading a car through, yeah. I think we'll leave Dean for tonight in this race anyway. We'll go back to race 2, hopefully. But I tell you what...
Yeah, Monkey Boy's now. Yeah, Monkey Boy's now pitting.
Yeah, Monkey Boy is coming in. So will he jump Keegs after all this? He's left it late. Maybe I thought he was going to do a DJ Phil from last night, you know, but he's not. Kieran goes past. Peaceful will pass him. There's Gary. Don't forget, Little Leach and him was battling on track just before he pitted. So then, where's Little Leach? Here's Keegs. So Keegs should get out in front, no problem. Dean, I think, Dean's parked in the pit lane now because he can't pit because of Monkey Boy. Now, we've seen that done by Ben. We've seen it done by a few other people as well. But Dean cannot pit because Monkey Boy's in there. There's AH. So Monkey Boy's going to lose out to AH and he's going to lose out to Little Leach. So a very long pit stop for Monkey Boy here.
Has he got a problem as well?
Potentially. That seemed very long there for me, Jamie.
I was going to say, he didn't put much fuel in. I don't think he changed tyres. That must be another problem.
No, maybe another mechanical problem then. But either way, he's now into the coming out the pits. Here comes Mazda to start lap 15 then of the race. So Mazda is now at 75%. We noticed last night with Alfie, he had to get 75% race distance before you can retire. So if Dean does retire, he'll score no points. He's back in the pits again. He'll be there for some time as well with the amount of damage he's got. But Peaceful Explosion, not really near his teammate, but he's well in front of Gary here. Looks set to take a third podium of the season. Kieran Argent could be on for a second place. That's a fantastic result for him. AH has made his way back up into 6th. He's going to try and hunt down Keegs. Gary's 4th, you know, just damage limitation. Dean Wysocki has retired from the race and will therefore score no points as he didn't do 75% race distance then. So a poor showing from Dean. And that'll be no points for him then. Really, he'll be really frustrated with that as well. So then, Peaceful Explosion for 3rd place. He's hunting down his teammate, but he's also pulling away from Gary at the same time. So this will be interesting to see what he can do. Who's been your driver of the first race then, Jamie? I think you can't really take it away from Mazda.
No, I was going to say his pace. I was going to say he's still in low 130s. He's been doing that pretty much all race. So driver of the race has got to be Mazda.
Yeah, you'd think so. We'll do a full driver of the day for both races at the end of towards the end of race 2. You got driver of the day last night, so congratulations on that one. DJ Phil's already had a driver of the day, and Peaceful Explosion, the man on screen at the moment, has had a driver of the day as well. And we're seeing him try and hunt down his teammate who's on top form. I didn't expect this from Kieran Argent. These Mercedes boys, they're forever forward racing lads, keep chucking up an absolute surprise here. In terms of the podiums, the pace that these Mercedes lads are showing, they can't do nothing about Mazda. Peaceful 1.7 quicker than Kieran last lap. So will team orders come into play with Peaceful leading the championship? I wonder. He's absolutely dropped Gary, 7 seconds up the road from Gary. Gary's actually being reeled in by Keegs a bit here, so that maybe is a battle developing. I think Gary has lapped a back marker though, with the looks of it on the track map. Not quite sure, but either way,
yeah, he's that Phil.
Yeah, that's Phil. So I wonder if that's why he's lost a bit of time to Peaceful Explosion. We've not seen the pace from Keegs or AH, who we thought we may have seen from qualifying. They were doing 130s as well. Keep obvious AH, only a thousandth off of Mazda's times. He's not sort of recovered that pace after the start line incident. Gary up into P4 after a pretty poor qualifying by his standards. He's running well at the moment. Obviously he's pitted as well, so let's see what Gary can do. Race 2, who's going to be able to qualify? AH, Little Leach, Monkey Boy, Welshie and Phil. I suspect, Jamie, AH will probably take pole position in race 2.
Yeah, I'd suspect as well, but say anything could happen at the end of the...
Yes.
There's still 3 laps to go, so...
Yeah, indeed there is.
Still could get 5th. Mazda's still doing 129.
That's ridiculous. Has he changed? Do you think he's changed his tyres in the pits? He's that far in front. He's been able to put fresh rubber on. He can still bang in these lap times because there's no way that the same tyres are doing that time.
No, unless he's
got to.
He's on the softs, or he's just got his setup.
Yeah, for me, I think he's got to have changed tyres. Surely they can't be doing 129 17 laps in. Or 16 laps in, should I say. We're on the 17th now. We'll have to get him in after this race and see what he says. But absolutely flying out front at the minute is Mazda.
I was going to say, he's got the gap to... He's had the gap to change tyres.
Yeah. He came out 15 seconds ahead of Monkey Boy. Lost about 30 seconds in the pits because he was about 40, 45 in front of Monkey Boy. So probably changed tyres. And Keegs... 2.1 behind Gary, slowly reeling Gary in here. Is Gary sort of struggling now on his tyres coming towards the end of this race?
Oh,
who's that ran? Oh, Phil. Yeah, Phil's had a moment, so that's not good for him. That's not what he'll want. But I'm sure Gary will try here to keep Keegs at bay. 2.2 is the gap. He's really got to get his head down here if he wants to keep P4. Keegs done well. He's only got a 4th and 5th already, just Keegs to his name. So will only match his best result, you'd imagine. The gap between the 2nd and 3rd place man, though, the teammates, is still about 3.2 seconds. See, Peaceful, just a bit slower. Oh, a bit slower. Where's Mazda on track? Has he had a bit of traffic? Yeah, I think he has. Yeah, he's lapped somebody, so I wonder if it's just a bit slower. That's Monkey Boy, so I wonder if he's had a bit of traffic there that slowed him down last lap. Or maybe Mazda does make a mistake round the Red Bull Ring. Kieran Argent and Peaceful, that gap's, like I say, still about 3 seconds. Kieran and Keegs and Gary's about 2 seconds still. AH is pulled away from Little Leach, but can't seem to close on the back of this gap. It's 16 seconds between them. But yeah, fantastic. Alfie says that the 24-hour Porsche, it is indeed Alfie. They are running the 24-hour version. Or Gary and... the only difference with the 24-hour version is it's got the yellow headlights, but Gary's wide at 3, like you spotted. Jamie, in fact, he's round, he's clipped the wall there. So, depending on what damage he's got, AH may be in for a possible 5th place here. Like you said, it wasn't over for AH, and it's definitely not going to be now. Gary in the wall made a mistake himself. He's on the gravel again. I think Gary's tyres might have gone here. Really struggling. So, can AH gain a 5th place then here? This will be interesting to see. Yeah, that's a long time. That's a lot of time to make up with only 2 laps remaining when Gary crosses the line. Sutty's just come back in. He says he looks like he's missed some dramas. Indeed you have, Sutty, mate. And not the best of nights for your boys, but they've outscored Dean Wasocki, who scores no points for this race as he didn't get to lap 15, we are aware. And Gary then, struggling at the end here. Lost out to Peaceful quite easily. He's now lost out to Keegs. And he's now 11.8. Look at him. I reckon his tyres are going, Jamie.
Yeah, see, I think that's kind of what happened to Ben last night with his first stopping on the first lap. Maybe Gary's pushed his tyres a bit too far.
He's obviously not changed them in the pits, and he's obviously trying to push that Porsche as far as it'll go, and his tyres just going off. He's struggling, really struggling, is Gary. And that gap between him and AH has already come down 3, nearly 4 seconds. So AH could be in here.
He's lost about 8 seconds to Keegs already in the space of a lap.
Yeah, that's incredible. That is really incredible. He's wide.
Oh,
He's wide. He's off. This is round. He's struggling to get back on his Gary. He's fully round now. He's facing the wrong way. And AH is coming. He's motoring down to the corner that Gary's at now. He'll be able to see him, I'd imagine, on the exit of the corner. And Gary's got to keep it together because one more mistake and AH is right there now. Gary struggling like mad. I wonder if Little Leach is having the same... Let's just jump on Little Leach, see if he's having the same problems here. He's got Monkey Boy not far behind him. No, Little Leach. No, he seems fine through there, does Little Leach at the moment.
Maybe I was going to say, perhaps Little Leach should have looked after his tyres a bit better, or he changed his tyres.
Potentially the case. Yeah, that's potentially the case here. But either way, Gary and AH are now really close to each other. One more mistake for Gary, and that could cost him. He's definitely. You're not close to the pit wall on the exit of the corner like that. He's obviously had another mistake. We're on the final laps. Let's jump on board with Mazda as he's coming to the penultimate corner here. He's been absolutely outstanding so far tonight, and he's going to take his first win of the season. What a race for this man. The pace has been there, and he is the race 1 winner at Austria. Fantastic run for him. Kieran Argent in second. They're only coming up to turn 4, so well behind Mazda, but this is a cracking result for this man. Only took a 9th and 8th in race 1 at Silverstone and race 2 at Silverstone, but he's going to be on the second step of the podium here. He's kept his teammate at bay. I'm wondering if team orders was going to come into play, but bearing in mind that Peace was leading the championship, but still early in the season, Jamie, obviously not to be the case. He's on the... don't mess up your last lap, Kieran. 2 corners to get round. He's going to be absolutely over the moon with that, you'd imagine.
Hey, he's just got Gary.
He has passed Gary, so Gary has either made a mistake or he's just struggling that much. AH has got past. Kieran's going to take a P2. Peaceful Explosion will come across the line in 3rd place. We'll wait for Keegs in 4th. There he is. Who's that just in front? I can't tell who that is. That's Welshie, I do believe, in 9th. So Welshie gets 9th. Keegs will take a P4, but maybe a steward's inquiry after the start. AH has got Gary and will take a P5 here then. Gary's last couple of laps dramas has really not helped him. So AH, after a dismal start to the race, maybe a steward's inquiry round. Oh, and is that gave Gary? No, I think Gary lost the rear as well. Gary lost the rear and AH lost the rear. What is AH doing here? What's AH doing here?
What?
Gary. Is this Is he?
He's out of fuel.
Oh, he's out of fuel. So Gary's going to push AH across the line. That's good sportsmanship there from Gary. Clearly felt that AH deserved that one. So Gary takes 6th place. Little Leach is then going to claim 7th, with Monkey Boy getting 8th place. Not the race he'd have wanted. It's not quite his best result either. We know that Welshie got 9th to claim points for Sutty there, so half the points for Sutty. And a 10th place for Phil, so not the race Phil would have wanted. Just double checking that Dean didn't complete 15 laps. Now he only completed 10. Fastest lap of the race, I think we know who that's gone to. That's also gone to Mazda. So an absolute fantastic race for him there. So while we have to wait then for everybody to re-jump in, so there is your highlights. Fastest lap for Mazda, podium for Mazda, and a podium for the Forever Forward Racing boys. The championship will look like this. Obviously the points will be rearranged as we get to them. But that's the championship at the minute. Mazda's gone up into 2nd. We'll sort them at the end of the session. I'll read through the championship before the next race. Forever Forward Racing, top step of the constructors as well. So while we wait then for the session to be reopened for the 2nd race. What a first race, Jamie. Mazda absolutely flying. Dean with a few crazy incidents. And AH running out of fuel on the last lap.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can ask for more drama, but so you now got to throw in a reverse grid race.
Yeah, so the top 5 cannot qualify in this one. So while we wait for everybody to come in, let's get Mazda and Kieran in. So I've just invited the drivers in. So just reading the comments. Cheers for the push across the line, says AH. Dean's apologised to everyone. AH says shame about the start. Keegs then apologises for the start. Bethany Ann Duffin says, oh dear Gary. Keegs says he lost the rear dodgy Mazda. And Gary, I thought you might have run out of fuel, bud, with a wink face. So we await Mazda, Kieran and Peaceful to join us. Here's one of them. Peaceful, P3 for yourself. Happy with that race?
Yeah, definitely. I got bumped at the start and it put me into the right-hand wall. Only a little one, but it gave me 13% front aero damage, so I really struggled.
Okay.
And then after I pitted, all my laps were 131s, so it must have, that little bit of damage obviously caused me a bit of grief in the first 6 or 7 laps, whatever I did.
So you managed to repair damage in the pit lane then, yeah?
Yeah, I managed to get that repaired. It was only a bit, so I thought I'll go for it because it was clearly affecting me, and it helped in the second half of the race.
Just bear.
Evening, guys.
Just bear with me 2 seconds as Little Leech has pressed the wrong button, so he's just asked for an invite. So invite should still be there, Little Leech. But yeah, so you come back, recovered well from that, Peaceful, and still managed to get a 3rd place after passing Gary, who seemed to struggle at the end.
Yeah, I noticed I was catching him, and then I got past him. He made a few little errors. I think he was struggling quite a bit by the looks of it. And then I could see I was pulling away. I was slowly catching Kieran, but I knew I wouldn't catch him unless he made a mistake. By the race, there weren't enough laps. But yeah, I'll take that 3rd.
Yeah, and definitely. Well, congratulations to you. You still lead the way in the Drivers' Championship, so obviously chuffed to bits with that. One man that you couldn't catch was your teammate Kieran. Kieran, where's that came from?
I honestly don't know. I said to everyone in the week, I'm not going to probably get anything higher than the 5th or 6th. But I think I just took advantage of the melee at the start. I don't know what happened. On my screen, it didn't look like Mazda went straight away off the lights. And then obviously then I think where Keegs then swerved to avoid him, and then Keegs hit the person in second. I can't remember who it was.
Keegs went into the back of AH
and then he then spun at turn 1. So I just, like I say, I took advantage of the mistake or the error, and then just kept it clean, and then jumped Keegs in the pits.
Well, you cannot qualify now, so you're going to start towards the back of the grid, but that's really helped your championship out. Sort of put you now into the mid pack. You just couldn't keep with Mazda, just too quick.
I don't think I ever seen Mazda. I think by the time I got past Keegs and Gary, he was gone. And like I say, around here it's a short track, so you just need to keep the lap times consistent and get your head down.
Well, congratulations to you, mate. Fantastic P2 for yourself. And Mazda, your pace was unreal in that race. We saw your pace in qualifying. Out-qualified AH by 1,000th of a second. And then you were still doing 129s in the race. That's unreal pace.
They weren't bad. It's not bad, mate. I just want to say cheers to Keegs, you know, for that little tiny slipstream in qualifying. Just did it.
So close between you and Ace, 1,000th of a second. That's the smallest of margins.
Well, Keegs were going crazy, and I'm like, why, what's up? And then obviously, because I don't have where I am or whatever,
yeah.
And I looked, I was like, wow, I have never beat anybody
that
on
close.
this game by that close.
Yeah. Talk us about the race though, Mace, because your pace was surreal. Only man in the 29s, pretty much the only man in the 30s.
I noticed something during qualifying. The soft tyres were taking 2 or 3 laps to warm up, and I'm like, this not what I normally used to. I'm used to like 1 lap, and then they shot it, and I thought, do you know what? Let's go for soft tyres through the race and see what happens. And yeah.
So interesting. I want to take you to, you was lapping Dean Wasocki. Your heart must have been in your mouth as he came across the track.
Oh mate, I don't know how to. It was just reactions that quick. I was like, wow, what's happened? Right, that's it. He's gone. I've got past him. Let's just head down and just keep that pace going.
Did you think at one stage when you seen him coming across the track that you was in trouble?
Yeah, I did, because he went to the left and I stayed to. No, he went to the right and then I stayed to the left, and I just saw him come over and I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
Crap,
yeah.
I'm going to be wiped out. But
yeah.
Just another quick one. Keegs is you know, he apologised straight away. So I just took AH out by mistake.
Well, this is the other thing I was just about to bring you to. You got a terrible start off the line. Keegs then looks like he pulls out to avoid you, and just straight into the back of AH. He must have been screaming down the headset. I know what Keegs is like.
Yeah, he were. I knew as soon as I got away, I was like, I'm just doing wheel spins. I'm not going nowhere. And then obviously he's avoided me, but AH was there. Excuse me. So yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But
best of luck.
But I found out them BMWs are quite hard to get off the line quick.
Oh, well, that might be the case. That's done your championship no end of favours. You was currently sat 7th. You're now all the way up into 3rd, tied with Gary Leach, who's had a poor round there. So, happy with that at the moment?
Oh mate, I can't. I'm over the moon. I am over the moon.
And what's your predictions for race 2? Obviously, you're going to start last on the grid. Everybody, when they've done a lap time, will start above you then. What's your plan? Start from last and do what? Get where?
I'd hope to get top 5. That'd be my place, 5th place or higher. We'd be good, but there's some quick guys on there, so
I'm sure. I'm sure me and Jamie will be watching you through the pack with your lap times. Best luck, Mazda, and we'll let you get back to your teammate.
Right, cheers, pal.
So just run you through the tables here then. Peaceful Explosion still leads the way, 10 points ahead of Gary and Mazda. Sooty, bearing in mind, because with Chris finishing further down than what Sooty may have done, is now dropped to 4th, 13 points off the pace. Little Each, 16 points behind. Keegs is 18 points behind. Kieran Argent's 20 points off of Peaceful Explosion. AH, 31 points behind, has managed to pick up a few more points there. Monkey Boy in 9th. Phil still in 10th. For Dean Wisocki, without scoring a single point there, probably would have kept in front of Phil, but has dropped down to the back of the pack. In the constructors table, I'll just put this in order, so give me 2 seconds. In the constructors table, then, Forever Forward lead the way, 6 points ahead of Leach Motorsport, who are only 2 points in front of Iron Brew Racing. Run Flat Racing, 29 points off the top. Flatline Motorsport, a further 51 back, and obviously 66 behind is AH Racing, with the only having the one driver then. Keegs has said he'll happily take a penalty for it. That will probably be discussed by the stewards after a bit. 3 happy podium men there, Jamie.
Yeah, very happy. Just see what they can do now.
Yeah, the reverse grid. So AH will start in 6th when Dean and Gary's done their lap times. Kieran will start in 7th. Is that right? No. AH will start 7th. No, AH will start 7th. Kieran 8th. Keegs in 9th. Peaceful 10th. And Mazda, the quickest guy on track, will start last, 11th place. Gary's gone pole half a second quicker than this man on your screen, Monkey Boy. Dean Wisocki has done a time similar to what he did in Q1. This qualifying's a bit shorter. It's only a 10-minute qualifying, so we'll see what the guys can do. Jamie, just talk us through this qualifying. I'm just going to pop for a quick toilet break.
Okay. Monkey Boy just runs wide, coming out of the last part of the track. Can he improve at all? Find that 4/10 he needs over Gary. Comes to the line. Down on this time. Bill's now gone quicker by 20. By 200ths of a second. Well, she improves to within 6/10. Is that now coming across them? Little Each goes 5th, and Gary goes quicker by 6/10 of a second. 1:31.4.
And I'm back with you now, Jamie. Sorry about that. I see Dean half a second up here then. That half a second could get him up on the track depending on other people's times at the moment. He's got a lot to make up for after that first race. He's got a lot to do to justify himself after race 1.
Looks more controlled through that corner, not sliding all over the place.
Yeah, he does indeed. So hopefully for him, that is something that he can do and get a bit more control of it.
Oh, he's got... Oh no, lag. Bit of lag there. Phil's crossed the line.
Phil's gone second. Phil had a bit of a poor first race. What's Dean going to do then? Gary's coming across the line as well. He's not improved there. Phil's gone up into second. Dean, what's he going to do as he crosses the line here with 2 minutes remaining? He's gone 8 tenths quicker and puts himself third. Heck of a lap time from Dean. Where's this pace been? This is the Dean Wysocki I've seen in practice all week. That's the time he's been doing as well. He can get into the 31s. But there's a Dean Wysocki that we've seen before.
I'm just wondering whether it might be the fuel load, because say with Ben yesterday how he was sliding all over the place because of the low fuel load.
Yeah.
That might be the case for Dean at the end of the race, that he
potentially. I mean, I've been
liters.
testing the Acura with him most of the week, because obviously I still race with these guys and I still test with these guys, and I drive the Acura myself, so the Acura is not really one for being a bit slidey. So unless he's made the wrong changes to the car that he'd been working on in the week. But Dean really showing some pace. Monkey Boy couldn't improve there. That's Welsh. He's about to cross the line. Let's see if he improves any. He does. Half a second, puts himself up into P4. Where's Little Leach on track? Currently only 6th on the grid here. He's coming through the final corner. He's got Gary behind him, so Gary will have the benefit of the tow then. Coming down the start-finish straight. Here comes Little Leach now. He's going to cross the line. 1.1 faster, so he's gone second. Gary's gone even quicker. Now the problem is, it's alright going quicker. He's got to be able to make them tyres last as Gary. For the last couple of laps, we saw how bad he was. He's really got to take care of his tyres, but we could see a front row lockout from the Leach Motorsport guys, the brothers as well. Dean Wysocki clearly didn't improve that lap. He's gone back into the pits and will not have any more time, so must have made a mistake on the exit of turn 1 to be down on his time. So I think, is it Phil who's going to cross the line first? It is. So Phil, Monkey Boy, Welshie, Little Leach and Gary. So we'll go each one. Phil's down on his time. Can he make any more time up coming to the end of the lap? I think Monkey Boy's made a mistake. Little Leach has gone back to the pits as well. Monkey Boy's pitted as well.
Yeah.
Here comes Phil then. He was down on his Delta. Is he going to cross the line and improve? He's currently P3, but he'd love to be on that front row of the grid. Can he split the Leach Motorsport guys? Needs half a second here. Nope, can't do it. So what about Welshie? What's he going to do? Round the last corner, needs a bit of time to just jump Dean and his teammate. Driving for Sooty Apex tonight. He can't find any pace neither. So can the pole man, who's going to stay pole as well, has he found any more time? And Gary back to his best here. And has really drove well as he crosses the line now, and we'll see if he improved. But Gary 131 has taken pole position in this second race. He did improve slightly.
Yeah.
So Gary takes pole position here then from Little Eat. Row 2 will be Phil and then Dean Wysocki. Row 3 Monkey Boy at Welshie, then Monkey Boy. Row 4 will be the start of the top 5 from the last race. So AH and then Kieran Argent. Keegs will start on row 6 with Peaceful Explosion. And on his own on row 7 will be Mazda. I'm not quite sure who's got... who's hosting the lobby here. Whoever it is has done it. So we await the drivers to ready up here then. And while we do so, who are you tipping for race 2?
I'm going to go with Gary. I reckon he's learned his lesson about the tyres, and he'll take good care of them.
Yeah.
But I reckon Mazda will get on the podium. So as you saw from last night, there could be turn 1 carnage, and say Mazda from the back of the grid could be right up there.
Yeah, we saw from last night, and we saw from race 1. I'm sure Keegs starts behind AH. I'm sure AH will be keen to get going here so that Keegs doesn't plough into the back of him. You see the 2 Lamborghinis starting behind each other, the 2 Acuras starting behind each other. So Leach Motorsport 1-2. That's Gary's first pole position of the season. Sutty has taken pole twice and Mazda has it once. We're just awaiting the drivers to ready up here. And we're ready to go now then. And the lights are on here for the second race, round 4 here at the Red Bull Ring. And we're away. And it's a good start then for Gary, who's pulled away well from his teammate already. Is that Dean Wisoki's had a flying start. He's going to look up the inside of Little Leach into turn 1. He's got to get it stopped in. He's pretty much cut the first corner to avoid contact with Little Leach and hasn't yielded the position. So maybe one that Little Leach might want to put in after for the stewards. Peaceful Explosion's been jumped by Mazda off the line, but Gary's got away well and Dean's still in front of Little Leach then. The 2 Lamborghinis are side by side coming up into turn 2. Welshie up the inside of Phil, and I think Welshie looked like he was cutting the corner there. We've had a bit of a collision. Oh, we've had a big collision. That's majority of the field. What has gone off there? Mazda's already up into P4. Majority of the field have had an incident. Welshie was involved. Dean's been involved. Kieran involved. Everybody involved here. I saw Welshie about to cut the corner, and then all of a sudden just everybody had a bit of a pile-up. So it's Gary from Little Leach. AH has got himself up into 3rd. Phil's just overtaken Mazda for 4th place, but Mazda looks like he's going to come back at him. Yeah, gets him well on the inside. So well done there to Mazda. Dean's dropped back a heck of a few places. He's lost 4 places after that turn 1 pile-up. Monkey Boy 7th, Peaceful's 8th, Keegs is 9th, Kieran's 10th, and Welsh's 11th. But Monkey Boy here on his teammate. Is his team orders, or is this Monkey Boy just making a move on his teammate? Will his teammate give him the space in the room? They've got Peaceful looking racy behind. Dean gives him the room, but he's gone too slow and has allowed Peaceful Explosion up the inside. And Keegs is now all over the back of him. So what has Dean done there? He's not racing well today, Jamie, is Dean.
No, might just be an off day for him.
Oh yeah.
Got the car underneath him.
Oh, well, she's pitted on lap 1. So Welshie doing a Ben.
I did see he had a bit of damage as well, so that could be a bit of soft damage.
Yeah, Dean on the grass and comes back on track. Kieran has to avoid him. Dean looks very slow in a straight line. That Acura, there's something not right with that Acura, Dean Wisoki, because it's very, very slow here in a straight line.
I wonder if he's say done something with the downforce. It's just made him very slow in straight line. Also, I wonder, we didn't quite see what happened at turn 2. I wonder if he's got damage that's losing him a bit of top speed. AH is now has got past Little Leach for 2nd, and Mazda looks like he's going to try and do the same thing. He's looking like he's going to go around the outside. Does he give it back to Little Leach? No, he doesn't. He's going to keep it there. Little Leach will not give this up without a fight. He's still got a nose up the inside, and Mazda's going to have to keep giving him room, but Mazda will be inside for this next corner, and he's done an absolute quality move on Little Leach here to move himself up on the podium, and we're only on the 2nd lap. Gary is 3.8 out front. Mazda and AH, although they had dramas at turn 2, are making their way up the field. Peaceful Explosion has sent one on Monkey Boy, and that's a quality move there. The Acuras are looking, they're just dropping backwards here. Whatever Dean changed from his qualifying to his race 1 pace, from qualifying for race 2 and now the race 2 pace itself has not worked. Here comes Keegs on Monkey Boy and
on Peaceful. Oh, and that's a silly mistake from Keegs. He was too far back on Peaceful, had the move done on Monkey Boy, and just into the side of him. This is going to be now a drag race between Peaceful and Monkey Boy up to turn 2. You see that Mercedes not being able to pull past Monkey Boy like Kieran pulled past Dean, so I wonder if Dean does have too much damage on that car that's slowing him down, and Peaceful gets the job done on the brakes. That's Phil trying to attack Little Leach here. And attacking him well, as he's going to be up the inside then into turn 3. Is he going to sooty send one in honour of his teammate? No, he's not. He's tucked back in behind and got on the brakes hard there, all the way down into first gear. Mazda and AH not really reeling in Gary at the moment. They're going to sort of be in a little battle between themselves here, and this will be interesting to see what can happen. AH, as quick as he is, has not yet stepped on the podium, which is quite unbelievable, to be fair, considering his pace. He's not yet been on the top step, or the second or the third. Best finish of 4th, worst finish of a DNF after internet connections in race 1 at Silverstone, which obviously the problems of esports. So Dean, problems already. A collision at turn 2, chaotic start here. Yeah, he was. Doesn't look to have had a slowdown then. Mazda in the 130s already, while he's following another car, so that's good pace from Mazda while he's following someone as well. That pace is ridiculous.
He's following someone as well,
and it's not like he's too far behind. You know, he's quite close to the car, so can't brake as late as he'd probably want to. He's probably got to brake a bit earlier, but that's ridiculous pace, and he's up on his delta. So, AH has made a mistake. Is he going to be up to speed? He's on the inside line going into turn 3, Jamie. Is he going to be able to keep that place then? I think Mazda's drove past him. Now he's going to later on the brakes. He's going to be brave, and Mazda's got to give him space. Oh, the rear! How has he managed to save that on a pad? The rear was all out of shape, and he's managed to keep it well there as AH, and gather himself and keep P2 then after a little mistake by himself. So brilliant there. Phil's got past Little Leach in the background, I notice on the timing screens. But we continue with this battle here. Mazda all over the back. Sorry, Jamie.
Someone's off. It's Monkey Boy.
It's Monkey Boy. Not the night for the Acoras. Kieran's past him. Dean's nowhere near gaining on the back of him. Back to the battle for second place. These two they're battling, and the gap to Gary has came down. These two are on fire in this race at the moment. Real good pace. Gary a 132.3. And look at the pace of these two. 32.1 from AH and a 31.6 from Mazda, whilst he's battling AH.
Runs a bit wide.
AH heavy defending from him. Heavy bit fair, and I don't think Mazda's going to find a way up the inside here. He's probably going to have to go back to the outside. AH is going to try and stay left. Mazda can't get a nose up the inside. He's going to be later on the brakes. He's going to think about it, and can he get it stopped and done? He has done, so what a move from Mazda. Managed to get it stopped on the apex. I wondered if AH was going to get the cutback, but Mazda's denied all opportunity of that.
Is AH now going to send it back? Can send it round the outside? No, he's going
to look. He is. Great move from AH. Can't get it stopped and taps the front of Mazda's car, and he's run wide himself, so that battle's going to come to an end. Do you think Mazda will slowly pull away now? Could it get it done like Mazda did, Jamie?
No. Well, that's allowed Gary to get... Mazda's made a mistake in his round.
That's the first mistake we've seen him make all night. He's now got to wait for Phil. There's Little Leach. Who else is near? There's Peaceful Explosion. Bit of a gap back now. He's got to let his teammate through. Can he get it going? Yes. Now then, that tap from AH. Has it gave him just a slight bit of suspension damage? Because we've not seen that BMW twitch like that all race, in the first race and the second race. Now all of a sudden, it had a bit of a twitch under the braking zone. So will we see Mazda make an early pit stop and sacrifice a few extra places here? Little Leach still trying to attack Phil. Peaceful's trying to gain on the back of these, and Keegs trying to keep up with the back of him. Mazda doesn't pit this lap. Kieran Argent must have had a mistake, because Dean and Monkey Boy have overtaken him for 8th and 9th. Kieran's now in 10th. Not the race 2 he'd have wanted.
Mazda's wide at turn 1.
I wonder if he's got damage on that car. Kieran's in the pit, so at the end of lap 5, Kieran has pitted.
I wonder if he's got damage, because he had some very good pace in race 1.
Yeah.
He's quite a way off the back now.
This could be ideal to jump them to Acoras. Do the Acoras answer to this? We'll see. Is Welshie going to gain on him? Welshie's coming through the penultimate corner. There he is. He's coming down the straight now, and he's going to do Kieran here, because Kieran's not even away from his pit box yet. So a long pit stop. I think he's just pulling off now. I think I could hear the car revving in the background. So he's away now. Oh, he didn't put the soft tyres on at the start, so he was struggling apparently. So maybe a longer pit stop for the soft tyre. Little Each still hasn't given up on this with Phil. Gary's 9 seconds out in front as a case of this. Where's AH gone? He's down in 7th. These two are 2nd and 3rd. So he's made a mistake somewhere then.
I think he's hit the wall somewhere because there's a bit of damage on the front.
There is indeed. The front left. And he's pitting. End of lap 6, sorry. He's coming into the pits. Now, will he repair damage? Mazda's stayed out. Is Keeks pulling over to let Mazda gain on him? Keeks looked like he was slow in there. No, he's kept in front of Mazda. So then, problems for him since he's touched Mazda and obviously made a mistake. Mazda's lost to 7th since touched him and then made the mistake himself. These two battling now for 2nd place. Dean and Monkey Boy have passed We'll see if Kieran and Welshie can. But Little Each putting some pressure on Phil here. This will be Phil's best result. His best result so far is only a 9th place. 2 10th places to go with that. So not the results he'd have wanted then.
Little H can send it up the inside. It's a bit of a look, but doesn't.
This has allowed Peaceful to gain on the back of these two, Jamie, and really start to close in. Mazda's on the back of his teammate now. Could we see team orders? Keegs letting Mazda through? I think he has. I think he's been released. Yeah, Mazda's through with ease.
AH is still in the pits.
He's just left the pits now. So Welshie's passed him. He's just coming out the pit exit now. I can see on the mini-map, that's Welshie and AH, the 2 blue dots, so a very long pit stop, quite a bit of damage maybe to the suspension of that car. Now this is the battle for 2nd between 3 different manufacturers here, 3 different teams, but Peaceful's pitting on the end of lap 7. Peaceful's going to come into the pits for his pit stop. So it's now a 2-horse race with Mazda in the background. Keegs has also came into the pits as well. Little Each. Phil's gone very defensive.
Oh, it's run a tiny bit wide there.
Yeah, Phil managed to get the car stopped and turned in. Look at how quick Mazda's gaining on these two. The pace back into the 130s and lights have come on the M6. Move out my way because he's coming, is this lad. The two are just a shout out to Monkey Boy and Dean running pretty much together on track according to the mini-map. The times are within each other. Dean quicker than Monkey Boy last time around, so hats off to them two. Still going and going strong in this race. Dean looks like he's having a bit of a better showing. That car looks in better shape. Not this one, the one in the background. And it looks like he sorted his pace out. I wonder if he just had made a mistake when we saw Kieran past him, because he's 133s. It's not too bad from him. So we'll wait and see. Mazda, look at the timing screens, right on the back of this battle with Little Each and Phil. Gary's 10 seconds up the road, so could be in for his first win of the season here. But here comes Mazda. Could we be speaking to him again after the race for another podium? We'll see. He's got to pit yet. Phil just over the curb. Little Each looks to try and get a cutback. Can't get it done. And Mazda's gone up the inside of Little Each. Phil's tried to defend Mazda, and Mazda had to get on the brakes there. And as this gave Little Each a run around the outside. No, I think we're all going to stay the same here on lap 2 now. That's Little Each pitting. So Little Each comes into the pits at the end of lap 8, so this will now be a 2-horse race. We'll see, can Little Each get the undercut on these two? Phil is driving a very good defensive race here, Jamie.
Yeah, it's very good defensive, but he's now in the jaws of Mazda.
Yeah, not where he'd want to be, you'd imagine, but he is.
I was going to say, it might be better to let Mazda go and just run at his own pace instead of defending lap after lap.
Yeah, I think you're right. He didn't be able to seem to defend Mazda very well there, and that M6 has got past him up the inside at turn 2. Then can Phil come back at him as they head down towards turn 3? Little Each is just leaving the pits now, and Kieran Keegs and Peaceful will pass Little Each then. So Peaceful has jumped Little Each in the pits, and I think so is Keegs. So all we're waiting on then is the top 5 haven't pitted yet. The bottom 6 have. So Gary still to pit, Phil still to pit, so is Dean Monkey Boy and Mazda then. Mazda P2 now. He's got 12 seconds to claw back to Gary as we're coming up to halfway in this race. Gary's rounding the final corner now, so we'll head down the start straight. So we know Gary's not pitting this lap then. Good second race here. Big incident at turn 2 we didn't quite see, but a good second race from all these drivers so far.
Yeah, so it's been apart from that incident, it's been a fairly clean race. Good racing between everyone.
Yeah, indeed it has been. So Mazda and Phil hasn't pitted neither. The two Acoras. Dean's dropped off the back of Monkey Boy by 3 seconds here. Are the Acoras pitting? Oh, Keegs! Oh, he's out of shape as you jumped on board to Peaceful. He's managed to keep it well. I think he clipped Peaceful. I don't think it was anything to damage the cars probably, but he's done well to save that. Dean is now in the pits at the end of lap 9. So let's see where Dean comes out, but what a save from Keegs there, Jamie.
Yeah, that was a very good save.
Oh, squeaky bum time.
Don't know whether he touched Peaceful or not, but say you've still got the safer car.
Yeah, indeed you have. There is AH. So Dean will lose out to him. Will Dean come out ahead of Welchie and Kieran Argent? That remains to be the question. He was in front of them on track. I don't think he is, you know. He's coming out his pit box now, and Welchie's going to get through, and I think Kieran may pass Dean looking at the track map, but we're back with Peaceful and Keegs then. So Dean could be running last here. Yep, Kieran's going to pass him now. So Dean is last just as he comes out the pits. He's not going to be too far behind Kieran, but he has to get his head down now to maybe that bit of dropping off the back of...
Down the pit straight as well. I think Dean had gone off then.
No, it's coming out the pits. So
circle is just a bit slow coming out the pits.
Yeah. I wonder if he'd clipped the barrier on pit exit. I know the Acura doesn't like to turn in that pit exit. I can say that from experience driving it as well. So I wonder if he's clipped the barrier coming on the pit exit then. But this is the battle now for 5th place. Keegs was all side was coming around here last lap. He's not now. Mazda's reeling in Gary. Gaps down to 10 seconds. Is that Monkey Boy in the pits? Indeed it is. So on the end of lap 9, Monkey Boy has pitted. Sorry, end of lap 10. Monkey Boy has pitted then. Oh, Peaceful comes back across track and in front of Keegs, and Keegs can't save that one. Little Leach is going to gain a place now. I wonder then, that could be a steward's inquiry over Peaceful. Seemed to cut across Keegs then while Keegs was thinking to send anyone up the inside. Unfortunate. Monkey Boy in the pits. We'll see where he comes out. There's AH now up into 7th.
Well, she's now coming around the last corner. So
yeah, looks like Welchie's going to have him. Keegs will have him as well. Now, where's Dean? Dean's there, just coming around the last corner, and Monkey Boy has only just got going, so it looks like Dean will jump his teammate. Gary's about to lap this battle, but Gary hasn't pitted yet. The gap between Gary and Masters 9.8 seconds now, so Dean has passed his teammate 4P10. Trying to gain on the back of Kieran. Here's Little Leach. He's got through past Keegs then. After Keegs and Peaceful, sorry, had that little shunt on the last corner of lap 11. Gary's now on lap 12. So
Kieran,
is
behind Welchie.
Yeah, this is for 8th place. And Kieran, since he's put the soft tyre on, his pace looks there again, low 132. So he looks like he's got his pace sorted after obviously starting on the wrong tyre.
I've just noticed as well, AH has done a faster lap, done a 1 minute 30. It's faster than Mazda's last lap.
Oh yeah, 133 for AH and 135 for Mazda. So AH clearly pushing here to reel in Keegs. He's not far off the back of Keegs actually as well. He's only a couple of seconds. But this is the battle for 8th place on track. Sutty's filling. And Welshie. Not the best of nights for him in the Pro Group, making his debut in the Pro Group as well. I'm sure he'd want to do a bit better than this. Kieran all over the curb there, but it looks like he's going to try and send one up the inside and can't do that. Got to watch out for the Scottish Shover and Welshie, one of your title competitors. And probably one of the main rivals you've got with Ben in the Pro-Am Group. Well, saying that, and DJ Phil actually, so shout out to him because he's drove really well. He's made a mistake at turn 1 though, and that's allowed Kieran through with ease. He's now got 8 seconds to Dean Wasocki. Dean's got Gary coming up on the back of him though to put a lap on him. Gary has lapped Monkey Boy. Peaceful. Oh, I thought he was out of shape there, but he's done really well. AH is gaining on Keegs. That's down to 2 seconds as well.
Yeah, Keegs has dropped right off the back of Peaceful and Little Leach, so I wonder if he's got a bit of damage.
I wonder if he's made a mistake again, or like you say, damage there. AH is really clawing him in, actually. That gap's nearly at a second now.
The gap between Gary and Mazda's coming down.
I'll tell you another thing, Jamie. The AH quicker than Mazda again on the last lap. So really pushing here. Gary, Mazda and Phil still have to pit as well. Haven't pitted yet, and this the battle then for 4th place.
Little Leach up the inside of Peaceful.
He's got the move done, so he gets the better drive out the final corner and gets the move done before turn 1. And has gapped Peaceful a little bit there. Gapped him by a couple of tenths as well. And Peaceful,
Ooh, soft way. It's a good drive though.
That rear seems to step out and then just gets it seems to help him turn in a bit more. Look at the run he's got. He's unfortunately going to be on the outside a little each for turn 2. He's not going to drive around the outside, surely. The corner's too sharp there. Keegs is having to defend from AH then, who again last lap was quicker than Mazda. AH.
Go all the way around there.
Yeah, he is. I was going to say, he's still on the outside here. Will be outside for turn 3 as well, unless he can get the move done before then. We've seen these two we've seen AH battling with Keegs' teammate. He's come right across the front of Keegs to defend his line and gets it tucked in and stuck as well. So a good move from AH. That moves him up into P6, running really quick. Peaceful will want to gain back on Little Leach as AH and Keegs are going to try and draw these two in now. The gap between Mazda and Gary's 7 seconds.
Coming down every...
Yeah, Mazda in the 131s.
That was 8 seconds. Near enough 8 seconds is now near enough 6 or just below 7 seconds.
Yeah. Monkey Boy, I've noticed, has passed Dean Wasaki then, as they've both been lapped by Gary, so maybe a mistake from Dean somewhere, or Monkey Boy got past him when Gary lapped him. Maybe Dean went a bit too slow letting the leader through. But he'll have Mazda on the back of him soon as well. Oh, Monkey Boy's had a spin! Oh, and Dean's had a spin! What has Dean done there? I don't know if Dean's sort of turned to avoid Monkey Boy, but Monkey Boy's had a huge off. And that's not done Dean any favours.
I might have just shocked him, say shocked him, just seeing his teammate go off and say then he's gone off as well. Yeah,
really, these Akoras not having the best of night here. Monkey Boy's
in front of Peaceful and Little Leach.
Oh, has he passed them both? He's passed them both. So he did Keegs last lap. He's in front of these two now this lap. So AH is really on it. Mazda is in the pits at the end of lap 14 then.
I wonder if Gary is going to do a DJ Phil from last night because he hasn't pitted yet.
Yeah, now the thing is as well, Gary had, what, 7 seconds on Mazda before Mazda pitted? Does Gary change tyres if that was the problem in race 1? With him losing time at the end of the race, we'll see shortly. AH still in front of Peaceful and Little Leach. I think Mazda should get out. Here comes Little Leach up the inside of Peaceful. No, can't get the job done. Peaceful closes the door. He's going to try around the outside and still can't get it done there. I wonder if... In fact, Mazda's still not moving yet. No, he's going now. So AH is at the penultimate corner and Mazda's going now then. Peaceful having to defend there from Little Leach into the final corner. AH has dropped these two. Look at the run. Little Leach is trying to go side by side with Peaceful and can't. Mazda is still in the pit lane. He's up to full speed. He's coming through the first corner. AH is also at turn 1. Has Mazda done enough to jump AH? I think he has just yet. Little Leach has passed Peaceful but runs too deep. And Peaceful gets the run. Yeah, great move there. Keegs joining in on the back of this. Now then, AH lapping quicker than Mazda the last couple of laps before. Can he put the pressure back onto Mazda in this race? Phil and Gary still to pit. As I say that, Gary pits on the 15th lap. So is he reacting to Mazda's pit stop then? So does Phil inherit the lead here? That's Dean Wasaki going to unlap himself. And Monkey Boy as well. Where's Phil? Phil will stay out for another lap. Is Phil going to do like a DJ Phil from last night? I wonder.
Say a very good strategy. So some of these would have been watching last night and taken note of that.
Yeah. Now the interesting one to note is when Gary goes, is Mazda going to be gaining on him?
Gary's now moving.
He is. Yeah. So I think he's pulled a blinder there. if he's managed to keep his tyres in check as well, Gary's pulled out probably a bigger gap than 7 seconds. He's away now. Comes through the first corner in the pit lane. And he's back on track now. So Mazda's just coming across the start line. Gary is up towards turn 2. So I think he's pulled a bit more. Yeah, he's 10 seconds in front of Mazda. So he's gained 3 seconds during that pit stop, Jamie.
Yeah, it's just going to be a question whether he can hang on to the tyres now. He hasn't changed them.
Yeah, we've seen him go off in race 1 and it allowed AH to gain a place. Keegs is all over the back a little each. This for P6. Kieran's only a couple of seconds behind these two as well. He's only, sorry, I say a couple, he's 13 seconds behind, but these keep racing like that, he'll be up there in no time. Kieran lapping in the 1:31, so a heck of a lap from Kieran. This has allowed Peaceful to stretch his legs here.
Ooh, Keegs on the grass.
Oh, yeah.
Sideways.
He's lost all that time. Phil is now in the pits on lap 16, so everybody has now pitted. Now, has Phil done enough to get out ahead of Gary? I don't think so. Gary's at the penultimate corner. Phil's only just got to his pit box. The question is, has he done enough compared to Mazda? AH is really Mazda in here. Could see a cracking battle between these two BMWs. So Gary's gained a position. Phil's out the pit box now. I think Mazda may have jumped Phil in the pits here. And I think AH has as well. We will see, though.
I was going to say you're going to have to watch a group of 3.
Oh,
Keegs wide again.
Yeah, very wide in the background. There was Keegs. Kieran will be gaining on the back of Keegs in a moment if he keeps doing that. Yeah, Phil has lost out to AH and Mazda. Look at AH, 6 tenths quicker than Mazda on the last lap, so he's really up for it in race 2 here. Really wants to get that race win.
The gap within a lap. Oh, Mazda's gone off.
He's made a mistake. He's ran a little wider than he'd have wanted, and that's allowed AH up the inside, and they're coming down the straight towards turn 3. AH will have the inside line. These two M6s going wheel to wheel again. These two battling it out round the Red Bull ring, and on the brake he goes. Oh, it is similar incident to earlier, except he gets it stopped. I think it was a twitch on the rear that AH got under braking that caught Mazda. Nothing too serious, but they still race here, and again on the brakes is AH. Gets it turned in towards turn 4, and Mazda has to yield and give the position.
He gets a good run off the corner.
Indeed he does. He's all up the back of AH. The slipstream for Mazda could really help him here. This is really allowing Gary to get away. Now if Gary's looked after his tyres well, he's only going to have 3 laps as he crosses the line in a moment. 3 laps to go. Dean and Monkey Boy still battling on track. They can't seem to gain on Welshie at all, so looks like them two's going to take 10th and 11th. They've done the 3/4 distance, so they'll score points.
A bit wide there.
Well noticed. Phil in the background will be wanting to capitalise on any problems these two have, but here comes Mazda. Doesn't think of sending one into turn 1 there then. Cracking battle between the two quickest guys on track here.
AH ran wide again at turn 1. Don't know whether he went over the AstroTurf.
Don't think he did.
Has the same one up the inside.
He has indeed, and he's caught him. And he's managed to catch that from going all the way around. But I tell you what,
lost so much time.
Yeah, I was just about to say, where's Phil? Oh, did Phil have a bit of a problem? Because I thought he was closer than that last time around, and hasn't really gained on Mazda much there. Little each, during all that battle with AH and Mazda, has got past Peaceful somewhere after we've seen him drop off the back a bit. He's now got past Peaceful Explosion, so not quite sure what that is. Peaceful takes out the 50-metre board. The big one is, has Gary looked after his tyres enough for these last couple of laps? He's coming around the penultimate corner. We'll stay on board this battle. But Gary's got 2 laps left in a moment. Has Dean just made a mistake? I saw the 1 dot slow down compared to the other. Yes, Monkey Boy has now gone back through. So Dean running plumb last. Yeah, best result of 5th for Dean. Worst of a DNF in the last race, but has got an 11th to his name as well. So we'll score a handful of points, but it's not going to do him any favours in this result. This battle's been on all race between these three for quite some time, in fact. Masters...
AH 2 seconds quicker than Gary, so he might be on the back of him on the last lap.
Well, Gary's at turn 2. Now, we saw how quick AH reeled Gary in. Just jump on board Gary actually a second. Let's see him come down to turn 3. Has his tyres gone? Is he being patient? Is AH just that much quicker? Or is Gary's tyres gone again?
Or is he just trying to...
I think he's trying to just take his time and bring that home, isn't he?
Yeah.
Might have to get a wriggle on.
0 risks.
He seems a bit more cautious than what he did in race 1 coming around these couple of corners. So he's going to have 1 lap to go, and AH is 5.8 behind Gary, but really gaining on him fast. So it could be a battle at the end, this. The three-way battle between Peaceful, Little Leach and Keegs is still happening meanwhile. There it is, look, Keegs just off the back of this. I'm sure he'll want to get on the back for a 5th place to equal his... no, not to equal, because his best result's 2 fourths. Whether he'll hold on to one of them, we'll see. Peaceful's drove a great race for another 5th. He's not going to get his 4th podium. Oh, over the grass. Has Little Leach got the run on him? I think he has. Peaceful will have the inside line, though. He's touched the grass again there. And Little Leach has got past him before the braking zone. Now that gap between Gary on the final lap is down to 5 seconds exactly. AH was only 1.5 quicker last lap, so I don't think it's enough to gain on Gary.
Unless he makes a mistake, then it's Gary's race.
Yeah. Here he is, out of turn 2. Gap's down to 4.1. It was, that might be because Gary was coming on the exit. It's down to 4.6 actually. So he's gained even more time. Gary, though, has his section where he was, which was troubling him, race 1, to get through here in race 2. So let's see what Gary does. Back to Little Leach, so he's still got Keegs and Peaceful on the rear of him. Keegs right on the back. Where's Gary up to turn 4? That gap's down to 3.9 seconds. So it's going to be interesting for coming through these final couple of corners. AH is really pushing for it. This the battle though for 5th place. And Peaceful's going to look up the inside, and can he get the car stopped? He can indeed. Has he forced Little Leach wide enough to let Keegs up the inside? He has indeed, so a good manoeuvre. Keegs picks up a place, so does Peaceful Explosion. But we're on board Gary then, as he has 2 corners to go. We're going to get a 4th different race winner. No, sorry, a 4th different race winner. It's going to be Gary 131. He's not put a foot wrong in this second race. He took pole position. He's given it a flash of the lights. Here he comes. Your race 2 winner, Gary 131 takes the win. AH will be on his first podium in 2nd place. A good race for him. Superb stuff for that. Mazda will take P3. Phil is going to come across the line and take a 4th. That is his best result. Yeah, he'll be happy with that. The battle that's gone on all race. Is it going to be Peaceful? Little Leach has got back in front of Keegs. What's going to happen here? Who's got the better run? It's Peaceful across the line. Who takes 5th place from Little Leach in 6th? Cracking battle that. Keegs is going to take 7th, but Mayfield Peaceful hampered his race. Kieran Argent will take an 8th, so not the best of race for him. Welsh is going to come home and get a 9th place for Sooty Apex. And then we wait for the 2 Acoras. It looks like Monkey Boy's pretty much done Dean here. Yeah, Monkey Boy is going to come in now then. Slowly around that last corner, really taking it slow. Cruising, if anything. Is it a photo finish, or what's he doing here?
I wonder if he's letting Dean through, but Dean's gone round.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's happening here between the 2 Acoras. Monkey Boy has finished. Dean will get 11th place answer. Not sure what all that was about. Fastest lap of the race, though, goes the way of AH. Yeah, AH takes the fastest lap, so an extra point for him. So Gary then for Leach Motorsport wins the race. AH in 2nd with Mazda 3rd, Phil in 4th, Peaceful 5th, Little Leach 6th, Keeg 7th. Good battle between them 3. Kieran in 8th, Welsh in 9th, Monkey Boy 10th, and Dean Wasocki in 11th place. There's your podium. there's a quick look at your drivers' standings. Gary looks like he's inherited it, but like I say, the points will change because the project cars won't let us run the points that we use. Looking at the constructors, looks like Leaked Motorsports took that one as well. We're going to just quickly try and grab AH, Gary and Mazda. So while we wait for them guys to come in, let's see who... It's been a good night of racing, Jamie. I thank you for helping us out and being here tonight on commentary with me. It's been a pleasure having you here, and we'll just see if we can get these lads in as AH joins us. Evening, buddy. Not quite sure. I've got Gary as well. A quick word of Gary. Gary, your first win of the season. You must be chuffed with that one.
Yeah, it's hard fought. Port's really struggled around here tonight, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you've let a few people down, that's for sure. But no, you've got to take a good result. You've got to be mindful of what you've done. Your race 1 result was poor. You got a pole position in race 2 and managed to take a win as well. Not throughout Mazda and AH trying at the end though.
No, they showed pace all night. That's one of the reasons I kind of give AH a helping hand over the finish line in the first while.
Yeah, talk. Sorry, go on. Finish what you were saying first.
No, I knew we could come from the back and get some decent points, and the only way I had any chance was to get qualifying and get somewhere near the front to start with. So,
talk us through that at race 1. You seemed to give AH a little nudge over the line, but you struggled massively on them last couple of laps.
Yeah, my tyres were just gone. There was no grip whatsoever. And like I said, we come out the last turn, and AH lost it towards the fence. He managed to keep out of it and then just stopped. So I assumed he'd run out of fuel, and I thought, oh, I better help him out rather than nick the clothes off him. So,
forever the good spot you are. Well, congratulations, mate. Well done tonight. Is AH with us now? I'm not too sure. So Mazda, will I have a quick word with you while we just wait for AH. Third place in that race, but without you had a quality battle with AH all race. Talk us through what happened at turn 2 on the first lap.
I honestly don't know.
Because we saw Gary go through, and then all of a sudden you guys was like well behind Gary.
I don't know. All I saw coming into turn 2, I come round turn 2, and then everybody's gone to the side, and there's just like a track just opened up for me. So I'm like, right, I'm just gonna go through.
Well, you did well. Good battle with AH as well throughout the race.
Yeah, that was enjoyable. I really did. Clean, respectful, loved it.
Yeah, a bit of bumping here and there, but nothing that was out of the blue and uncalled for.
Nope, that's it. But I am good about the pit stop because I left my repairs on, so that's why I was stood longer than I should be.
Ah, dear. 2 podiums for you tonight. A really helping hand in the championship. Good for you.
Yeah, it's good for me, but it's also good for the team. So
well,
hopefully we can jump places.
Yeah, well done to that, buddy. And we have AH here now. Congratulations, mate, on your first podium. You got out qualified by Mazda by a 10th in qualifying 1. Obviously, race 1 didn't go your way with Keegs driving into the back of you at the start line. And then race 2, a good race with Mazda. Well done nonetheless, buddy. We'll take that next week then to the Nürburgring. Thank you for everybody being here. Comment in the live stream who you think was the driver of the day, and we'll sort that out afterwards. There was so much action on that final lap, I forgot to mention it. Cheers, Jamie, for joining us in the commentary box. Appreciate you having us here. Us having you here, sorry. And then join us next week on Wednesday night for the Pro-Am group at 8 PM around the Nürburgring, and the Pro lads around the Nürburgring on the Thursday night. But from all of us here at Simplay Motorsport, good evening to all of you.